Hello. Recently, I migrated from Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop to Darktable, due to the AI license shenanigans Adobe has pulled on their customers. And Darktable really is an impressive piece of software, but it doesn't have the slideshow module that Lightroom offers, and that I used all the time. But since I was already familiar with the Blender video editor, I thought that writing a plugin for that can't be that difficult. So here's the result, called ddslideshow. Let me demonstrate it and explain its usage. At a later point, when I have made sure that the add-on is packaged properly, I'll try to put it onto the Blender add-on site, but for now, just download it from the Release tab of the GitHub project. The link is down in the description below. Let's start with installing the add-on. Open the project page. If you scroll down, you can read the documentation which explains the workflow I'll show here, as well as all settings. On the right, you can find the releases link. Under that, download the zip file from the latest release at the top. Now in Blender, open the Preferences. Go down to Get Extensions and in the top right, open the menu. Then click on Install from Disk. Good. The plugin is now installed and enabled. Now that we have installed the add-on, let's switch to the video editor. I'll demonstrate the manual workflow, but the steps to create the slideshow can be shortcut by simply pressing the Run All button on the top of the workflow. First, I add optional intro and outro slides. Then I select an audio track to play during the slideshow. Now it's time to load the actual images. Once the images are loaded, I press the overlap button, so we can crossfade the images in the slideshow. With all the images still selected, I'll add transform strips for the zoom and pan. The created transform strips are automatically selected, but I don't want to apply the zoom and pan effects to the intro and outro slides, so let's select only the transforms for the actual pictures. Apply zoom. Apply pan. Nothing visible will change, but the zoom and pan parameters will be written into the transform strips, and you will see in a second. Now we'll add the crossfade, and here we want to include the intro and outro slides again. So select all transform strips. And add the crossfades. Finally, I want the slideshow to fade in from black at the beginning, and fade out again at the end. That's done by the slideshow fade in/out button. Same with the audio. And we created a slideshow. Now that I have shown the individual workflow steps, let's delete everything and use the Run All button instead. It's just a macro over all the workflow buttons and the selecting/deselecting we just did. Click. Select the images. Done. For many images, this will be sufficient, but we might run into an issue. When zooming and panning randomly, it's possible that our point of interest scrolls out of the view. Scrolling through the timeline, we can identify the images with that problem, reconfigure them and just apply the new settings for individual images. Let's do that. Here is an example where the point of interest drifts out of view. To fix that, just select the transform strip for that image, and select a new anchor from the settings at the bottom. Then click Apply Pan. If we verify it, the picture now drifts to where we want the viewer to look. Let's go through the remaining pictures. All that's left is to render the video. And that's the whole process. The fine-tuning of course will take a few seconds more with a large amount of images, but really not much more, and Lightroom didn't offer this option at all. Look at the documentation inside the package or on the GitHub page for Blender settings for video, and detailed descriptions of all settings and buttons. Thank you for watching.